So Merry Christmas and stuff.
Yeah.
Why are you watching this on Christmas? Go do other things. There's better things to be doing on Christmas.
Oh.
Oh. I'm not sure if we jump backwards or forwards. This is one of the problems that I've noticed with this, is that they do have the jump forward and backward on like the triggers.
Okay.
Which is kind of a pain in the ass, because that's like the easiest thing to nudge when you're just picking up a controller.
Yeah, okay.
Especially when they're analog, the triggers on here.
Yeah.
So like, if you just nudge it, it registers an input. But yeah, Soujuuro's sure taking Toko's side on this.
Yeah, maybe it was Toko. Let's see.
But I mean, he did get Mystic-eyed, so like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she is you, but like older and hotter.
Bigger boobs. Oh.
In her own cowardly way, Aoko dodged the subject. She smirked childishly.
Ouch, I don't think she wants to hear that. Oh.
Soujuuro didn't take the bait.
Yeah.
Aoko was frustrated at his reply. An icy glare replaced her smile. But you sure elaborated on naze into way too many words.
Yeah, I know. She literally just said why,
Yeah.
and you turned it into a whole sentence.
And I pity her. Why? And you're like, and why is that, if you don't mind my asking?
Right, yeah.
What? No, that's not what she literally just asked why.
Yeah.
He did not falter, only plainly stating.
Huh.
Well, you don't know that Aoko's her only sister.
Yeah, did you ask?
You've not asked either of them if they had another sister that they just don't talk about. Like the black sheep of the family who was sold off to another family to go be their heir and then got into some weird, like, I don't know, grasshopper-based shit in the basement.
Who knows? I mean, technically.
This was the source of his frustration. Aoko's eyes narrowed unconsciously, as if hiding from a painful truth. This guy's a poison, she thought to herself. A poison with no antidote. With his words, he was unwittingly bringing her weakness to light. Soujuuro looked down and frowned in defeat. And that's sad too, he muttered. Tick-tock. Tock-tick. The curtain of night had already fallen. Not even an hour had passed since Toko left the estate, and Soujuuro was feeling the distance between him and the girls. Oh, what, they weren't all buddy-buddy in a big group hug? Aoko and Alice felt much the same way about Toko Aozaki, who seemed more elusive than a phantom.
Sleeping bears?
Yeah. Like Toko.
まあ、姉貴もあんたと会って、私たちとは全くの無関係だって分かっただろうから、そっちには手を出してこないでしょうか。
I don't know, she seemed quite taken with him.
Well, remember, Aoko's things are her things.
Yeah, exactly. Aoko seemed absolutely certain in her assessment, as if to proclaim that Soujuuro had dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Well, he's not dead, so technically, yeah, he did dodge a bullet.
Could have been worse.
And he dodged several bullets coming from you a while back.
Yeah.
Just saying. Strangely, she was placing her trust in her enemy's sense of reason.
そうだから安心なさい。昔からいらないものには手を出さないんだから、あの人は。
Unless they were yours.
Well, yeah.
そっか。青崎がそこまで言うなら安心する。あ、いらないものって言えば、トウコさんが青崎のティーカップをもらうって。
Yeah, just gonna casually drop that now, huh?
ちょっと待って。
Bitch did what? That was my cup!
Yeah.
それを黙って見てたっていうの？
I was paralyzed on the couch.
What was I supposed to do?
そうだけど、やっぱりあれは奪っていったのか。
What do you mean she was really stealing it?
Oh, man.
Soujuuro nodded sagely while Aoko fumed. I wondered where his serious manner and tone had gone. Soujuro's frustrating absent-mindedness had returned.
しかもセーブルのクックって私の一番のお気に入り。
It's like she sensed it.
Yeah, your things are her things, Aoko. Aoko's fist trembled violently, but as much as she wanted to, she knew better than to plant it into Soujuro's carefree face. Not that he was even capable, but even if Soujuuro did try to stop Toko, it would have gone tragically for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
仕方ないか。そういえばあの人、よく私の持ち物を奪っていったっけ。他人のものを欲しがる癖、まだ治ってないんだ。
ん？子供の頃はみんなそうなんじゃないのか？
As children.
Yeah, but she's a 20-something-year-old woman, Soujuuro. He wondered aloud, curiously.
そうかな。私のクレヨンとか人形とか取っても仕方ないと思うけど。どうせ粉々にしちゃうんだし。
Yep.
Then as soon as I showed interest in a guy, she started dating him the next day. Soujuuro felt his heart jump into his mouth. The ominous foreshadowing was not lost on him.
それはどういう？
だから、あの人って私の持ち物を横取りしてはぶっ壊すのが趣味なのよ。苦節14年。姉貴に目をつけられて無事だったものなんて一つもないもの。
So she might have broken that teacup already just because?
They walk out the front door and they actually walked past it, smashed remains on the way in. It was just on the doorstep.
Maybe.
Listening to Aoko, Soujuuro recalled his conversation with Toko. He hoped he was imagining it, but he vaguely recalled her declaring Soujuuro Shizuki as someone's property.
Yeah, somewhere in the back of his
それ
mind.
は
That gives me a bad feeling.
You know, she did say I was basically your dog because you put a collar on me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, come here, time for your kiss.
No.
Soujuro's face turned grim, not unlike a detective at the scene of a crime. A scene which left no traces of evidence or clues as to how the case could be solved. And then spontaneously dissolved because, I don't know, Koi and Sky made an anti-Combsfield for some reason.
でしょ？ひどい姉貴なのよ、あの人って。
Hey guys, we're not there yet in our timeline, but did Surtur ever spawn? Because I think sure as shit didn't.
Yeah, we,
Evidently the devs set him to auto-die 5 hours before they actually spawned him.
Yeah.
Well done. Unaware of Soujuro's turmoil, Aoko calmly sipped her tea. Soujuuro watched as Aoko shrugged her shoulders before looking over to the drawing room clock. No matter how heavy the mood, time kept on ticking. Well, I mean, as long as you've remembered to either put batteries in or wind the clock as appropriate, yes. Otherwise, time will stop ticking. It'll keep going, but the ticking
Well,
will
that's some
stop.
kind of gravity clock.
明日から大変になるね。
Muttered the undeniable victim of today's injustices. Aoko looked ready to move on from the incident, adding,
そうね。でも今は、そんなことより今日の夕飯のが楽しみなんだ、私。
Oh, because you ordered food?
Hey, didn't I give you money to stop for food? Why? You don't think I'm making you anything, do you? Alice seemed to second that opinion with her silence. Comfortable and relaxed, neither of them seemed to have any intention of leaving the sofa to prepare food. I
Yeah.
swear he gave them money with the tickets to go get food.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure that was a thing. It was like, here's your tickets to the aquarium. Have some dinner on me. See ya. I have work in a few hours. Hashtag lie.
Yeah. Maybe?
Did y'all just pocket the food money and are now expecting him to make dinner? Tonight was supposed to be his night off from work.
Oh.
At least until midnight.
Well.
But Soujuuro knew until the clock struck midnight he'd be serving on hand and foot the two ladies of the house. For one, it would take at least another hour to prepare something to eat. And there was no way the exhausted Aoko and Alice would stand for that, so the only other option in the end was to have something delivered, but that would also take at least an hour.
Yeah, given how far away you are from the
なん
restaurants.
とトーコさんについていけばよかったかもしれないな俺
I mean, that would have been one escape.
Soujuuro opened his wallet as he second-guessed his situation, only to find Toko had taken all of his money when he wasn't looking. His eyes settled on the third and final 10,000 yen bill in his wallet. It stared back at him forlornly, reluctant to leave its home. 10,000 yen, huh?
Like $100 roughly. Not a proper currency translation, but you know.
Yeah. It's more like 80 or 90 these days, I think. But
Well, yeah.
with a heavy heart, he bid it farewell.
Oh, okay. We were actually pretty close to the end of that chapter after all.
Cannot take screenshot now. Thank you. It's for. Okay, no bonus chapters.
All right, no problem.
Although we did catch up to the wonderful world of ploys.
Oh, yeah, okay. Nothing new in there?
Nope. I would say new on
Yeah,
it if there
that's
was
true.
anything new. Or have a teacup symbol, like I thought it was for a while.
Alrighty then, next episode. Did you
Hold
save?
on, I did not save.
Okay.
Save it.
Yeah, I got a dark screen now between chapters.
Well, we'd had that a few times before. Like,
I don't think it was identical, but yeah.
we had it there, we had it there.
Yeah, so I guess now it's going to be a nighttime chapter or something.
Howling. It's time for the spooky werewolves. This everyday tale started like any other. With clouds.
Nice clouds, though.
Nice parallax scrolling.
Yeah, you're doing a good job on that. Okay, Soujuuro's room.
The morning sun alerted Soujuuro that a day of work lay ahead. Specifically, the gardens needed tending to, and an unkempt garden made for an unhappy Soujuuro.
Ah, he's tired of looking at the uncared for grounds.
Luckily, today was his day off from all of his part-time jobs.
Wow, amazing.
It was the perfect opportunity to get his hands dirty. There was one problem, however. The mansion's grounds were vast, like literally the entire fucking hill.
Well,
Not only had the courtyard been left to run wild, but the area around the front door had been neglected too. To tend to these problems thoroughly, he'd have to work on them week in, week
よ
out.
しまずは地ならしたな
level things out.
In an ideal world, his task would only take a day, but for its enormity. For the moment, Soujuuro decided to set foot into the mansion's wilderness and evict the weeds. Wasting none of the early light, he started tackling the ones around the mansion. Generally, tackling weeds is not advisable. Pulling them out is.
Yeah, but handing them an eviction notice also isn't very effective.
No. Well, maybe you can convince them to pay rent instead.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
He subsidizes his rent payment to Aoko and Alice with rent payment from the weeds.
Find some kind of like weed gnomes or something that are living on the grounds.
Right? By his estimation, he could clear the forecourt, courtyard, and backyard. I was kind of expecting them to continue with
Oh yeah. Forecourt,
courtyard and back court was what I was expecting.
Or like yard something else.
But no.
It's not Shiratori, so.
Then take a small rest.
Oh, that's nice. They got him behind the window there.
どうしたの彼。
どうした？
さあ、草摘みが趣味ってわけじゃなさそうだけど。
I mean, he seems to be out there for fun.
I mean, yeah, he just seems to like taking care of the garden.
It was just before noon in the sunroom. Outside of the sunroom, it was like 2 in the morning, but in the sunroom, it was just before noon. Alice had come down, book in hand, to find Aoko sitting down with a fashion magazine and elegantly sipping tea. From a cup that was not her cup.
Yeah.
Because Toko had stolen her cup.
She has to claim another teacup now.
Also, Alice clearly does not have a book.
Right, they didn't animate that part, but this is a good shot.
Through the window, she could see the crouched figure of Soujuuro, shuffling by.
朝からやってるみたいよ。起きてカーテンを開けたら、もうあの格好でスパスパやってたから。ついでに焼却炉の掃除も言いつけといたけど、いいでしょ？
I figured while he was doing yard work anyway, I'd just give him some more chores to do.
Yeah.
いいけど、頑張るのね彼。外はあんなにも寒い。
Well, he is working class. Alice probably isn't used to this kind of physical labor.
He's not even working class. He's a fucking hick from the mountains. They don't even have class.
Well, yeah.
He's outside of the class system.
He lives in the city now, and
No, he doesn't.
Well, okay, he lives next to the city now.
He lives with the people that own the city now. Alice quietly sat down. Her teacup had been placed on the table for her. She poured herself some tea and proceeded to open up her book.
Oh, he's got a little trash bag next to him there.
Now she's got a book.
Yeah.
The two sat, passing the time in silence. Having happened to have the same idea, a nice, relaxing cup of tea in the sunroom. With their evening roles decided at noon,
Yeah.
apparently,
Okay.
there was no need for idle chatter.
Oh, that means they already made plans for the evening, so they're just gonna wait until then?
Aoko stared out the window, intermittently turning her gaze to her magazine. Alice was immersed in a book on rune magecraft, occasionally tilting her head up as if to recall something. Man, why are all these runes so fucking weird, and why do they never work the way you'd expect them to?
Why does someone need a rune to make swimsuits?
Right? As if by unspoken agreement, in unison, they pressed their teacups to their lips and glanced outside.
Oh. Changed his position a little bit.
Aoko also looks annoyed
Yeah.
with this, and Alice...
Do they feel bad because Soujuuro's doing stuff for the house and they aren't or something?
To the two girls, Soujuuro appeared as if he were an animal in a zoo. Neither was interested in lending a hand.
I see, okay.
Despite his sluggish movement, he was making good progress. As Aoko's attention turned back to the sunroom, her eyes met Alice's. And Alice quickly pretended that she had not been looking at Soujuuro and shoved her face into her book. Moments later, she raised her head again.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh my god, he's Superman!
Jesus Christ.
Oh god, he multiplied!
What the hell?
Jesus Christ, there's like 3 of him! What the fuck?
Wow. Yeah, did that actually happen? Or like, is that a montage?
Aoko, I think this guy might be a mage. Clearing her throat, she attempted to focus on reading. It was no surprise that Alice admired Soujuuro's diligence. Not even 30 minutes had passed before he'd cleared the courtyard of its unsightly weeds.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Worse than a habit.
Without stopping once, the mysterious gardener left the courtyard, puffing clouds of white breath. The area he left behind was spotless.
プロかしらね、あいつ。
Alice muttered after scanning over his work. A stalwart Soujuuro... What?
What?
A stalwart
Yeah,
Soujuuro
no,
worked
comma.
confidently and carelessly.
Ceaselessly.
That as well. Can stalwart be used as a noun? Because I was only familiar with it being an adjective. Hold on, is that sentence real, or did they put a comma where they didn't mean to?
I'm guessing
Stalwart. Adjective. Noun. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
One who steadfastly supports an organization or cause.
Huh. So that might be accidentally grammatically correct?
Yeah, technically speaking, that is grammatically accurate.
Damn.
Although I'm not sure if that's what they were intending or if they meant to use the adjective and just put a comma there for
Like they were going to use two adjectives and just cut it down to one?
some reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
But strictly
Huh.
speaking, that is grammatically accurate.
All right, then.
She was impressed, like she was watching a scene from a great movie. But before long, she grew irked. Why would he waste his energy like that, she thought.
What else
Because
is
he was
gonna-
sick of looking at overgrown crap.
Right. He just feels bad about how decrepit the mansion has gotten.
Alice looked at the clock.
焼却炉。今から手入れをしたら夕方ね。
Do you
そっ
need
ち
the
はもう終わって
incinerator
るわ。
done? Oh.
朝、
Nah,
上から
he
見
did
て
the
たもん。
incinerator already.
壊されちゃいけないからあれこれ指示出してね。
Huh. Oh, yeah, because it probably had used one before.
I didn't want him breaking it or finding the dog corpse in there.
No, the dog got out.
Did it?
Yeah. So if anybody hasn't seen JoJo, yeah, a douchebag put a dog in there.
Listen, Araki has an irrational hatred for dogs.
Actually-
for reasons that is not clear.
Apparently he loves animals, and that's why he shows villains being despicable by abusing them.
I clearly disagree. He has
That's his excuse.
yeah. Yeah, I believe that. When this
But,
man vehemently, clearly just brutalizes dogs on the regular.
Yeah.
いやー、窓開けて散々となったから部屋が冷えること。
Oh, we're just yelling out your window?
It was safe to assume Aoko had come to the sunroom to escape her cold room.
I see.
Between barking orders from a window and cleaning in the cold, it was clear who had the harder job. Aoko, obviously.
Totally, yeah.
She got cold.
しずきくん、何か言ってこなかった？言ってたけど、よく聞こえなかったわ。
Yeah, he kept saying things, but I wasn't paying attention.
Alice.
In other words, his complaints fell on deaf ears.
Wow.
I told him as we were starting that from now on, all of his opinions were rejected.
I just ignored everything he had to say because I couldn't be bothered to listen closer.
With nothing else to discuss, the two resumed their reading. The ever so tense silence was broken by Soujuuro entering the house after finishing his cleaning. He stared at the two of them, displeased.
あったかそうだね、青崎。
Oh.
外よりは幾分ね。廊下の気温は外とあまり変わらないけど。それで、どうして庭の掃除なんて始めたのよ、
The
掃除
job
を。
board?
Soujuro's subtle jibe had failed to find its target. He had no chance of winning, and so just hung his shoulders in defeat. Oh, cool.
Alice looks amused, though.
Passive aggression doesn't work here.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try real aggression next time.
That could end poorly
今
for
日
you.
は本当に寒い。明日あたり雪でも降ってくるだろうから、外の掃除は早くに済ませたかったのに。焼却の予定外だったぞ。
He sounded resentful, but his problem wasn't with the additional work. If anything, he was glad to do it. What he didn't care for was how nobody had even bothered to lend a hand. Well, did you ask?
He probably was, and Aoko ignored him.
Wait, but you didn't ask Alice.
いいじゃない。焼却炉はみんな使うんだから。じゃあ、その首相な心がけついでに2階の廊下に掃除機かけておいてね。それと、裏庭のブナの添え木、壊れかけてたでしょ。工具箱はあんたの部屋に置きっぱなしだから、それを使うこと。
Jeez.
で、全部終わったら私の部屋に来てくれる？いらないものまとめておくから、焼却炉で焼いておいて。
Hence, why she made him clean the incinerator.
Huh.
Cruel, but clever.
Yeah.
それで青崎、君は何をするんだ？
I'm gonna sit here and read my fashion mag.
Yeah.
そうね。やることもないし、ギターにでも触ってようかしら。
Aoko thought hard about how to spend her afternoon. Yet the thought of cleaning didn't cross her mind, as had always been the case.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't out of spite that she didn't think to help clean. It was because the word cleaning was not in her vocabulary.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Soujuuro knew exactly why the mansion was in the state it was in.
Yeah.
I really do not feel like a line break
Yeah.
was necessary there, guys. Still, that didn't change the fact that the corridor upstairs was very long.
That's several doors down, yeah, a lot of windows.
And Aoko wasn't lying about how cold it was. Inside wasn't much different than outside.
Ah.
そうか。あくまで掃除をするしかないんだな、尾崎。まあ、掃除はしたいからするけど、こう、なんだろう。一緒に住んでる人間をそこまでこき使って、両親は痛まないか？それとも、割と気づいてはいたけど、両親そのものがないのか？
As usual, he might have gone too far. His remarks had hit too close to home. Aoko closed her magazine and turned to face him. Infuriated, she glared, her sharp blue eyes piercing into him. Soujuuro knew he hadn't said anything unjust, but he always backed down first.
Soujuuro、何度も言うようだけど。
はい。
He replied automatically, straightening his back in response to Aoko's cold, calm tone.
勘違いはしないで。私たちはあんたを同居させてあげてるんじゃない。これ以上ないって譲歩の末、仕方なく飼ってあげてるだけなんだからね。
Aoko didn't mince her words. Soujuuro nodded in defeat.
そうか。飼ってもらってるのか。
そう。番犬にもならないだろうけど。
I'd say he's pulling his weight.
Aoko responded, clearly tired of the conversation. While Soujuuro had little room to counter, he still tried.
しかし一方、番犬は間違っても自分の食い縁を入れたり、天津さえ家賃を払ったりしないのも事実であった。
Touché.
Yeah.
なんか言った？
いや、負け犬の遠吠えを少し。
I really should have agreed to leave with your sister when she asked.
Yeah.
He raised his hand dismissively, knowing he couldn't win. To Aoko's ears, his attempt at self-deprecation sounded facetious.
Pretty sure it was.
宗十郎、あんた、本当にわかってる？
More or
そう
less.
だな。君たちがどうあっても掃除をする気がないぐらいは、なんとか。
Aoko grinned at her pet's obedience.
Oh.
As long as he knew his place, that was all that mattered to her. She seemed to be extremely satisfied with his response.
余裕あるんだ、しずきくんってば。
Whoop. What was that?
Her playful smile darkened, as did Soujuro's expression.
Oh. Oh.
なんだか、息ができないんだけど。
Yeah, the collar.
このまま放っておくとそんなことも言ってられなくなるんだけど、試してみる？
He shook his head, his expression growing more and more grim.
懸命ね。私も窒息したいなんて見たくないもの。
The grating sound subsided. Soujuuro gingerly touched his throat. The collar that had suddenly tightened around his neck returned to its normal size.
気管が塞がれた時の苦しさを知らないんだろう、青崎は。本当に抵抗できなくなるんだぞ、あれは。
I think that might be overselling it a bit, my dude.
Overselling?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. The word excruciating was defined intentionally to be reflective of the pain of crucifixion.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That's the root of it. So he's partially correct, because most of the way that you die in crucifixion is suffocation.
Oh, right, yeah, as your body weight pulls down.
Eventually you lack the strength to hold yourself up,
Right.
and then you're kind of collapsing to a point where you're not able to breathe.
Yeah.
But that's missing the bit where you've also been stabbed through various parts of your body.
To kind of pin you to the cross.
So you're like, not
You're not-
entirely
you're
inaccurate.
maybe like
but
halfway to
you're
excruciating.
overselling it a little bit.
I see.
Is my point.
Okay.
You see.
だからそのための首輪だって言ったでしょ。今まで実践したことなかったし、あんたは相変わらず危機感ないし、ここらで一度しつけておいたの。それより掃除、急がないと日が暮れるんじゃないの？
Ouch.
はあ、わかったよ。結局、今日はこうなる星の運びだったんだ。
Yeah, you got the feeling you'd be working hard today.
Soujuuro left the sunroom, his shoulders slumped and his tail between his legs. This was the first time Aoko noticed he'd had a tail.
Yeah.
Weird. Did all people from the mountains have those? Aoko watched him leave before turning to her magazine, as if nothing had happened. Alice paid no attention. None of that had anything to do with her. With Soujuuro gone, the room once again fell silent. As the clock ticked on, Alice suddenly stopped flipping through her book.
ねえ、どうして彼を酷使するの？
It's funny,
Mm-hmm.
she asked, as though talking to herself. Aoko replied without so much as looking up.
別に。最後には記憶を消させてもらうんだから、楽しかったら困るじゃない。
Obscure as ever, but
Hmm.
sincere in her own way.
そう。言われてみればそうだったわね。
Alice couldn't believe she'd forgotten about the situation. Alice just decided at some point she
yeah.
was not going to wipe Soujuro's memories anymore, apparently.
I guess she just sort of forgot or wasn't really thinking about that part.
I mean, this does almost seem to be hinting more at an Alice Soujuuro romance than...
Well, they're just sort of playing around with the relationships at the moment. So Alice sort of got used to things and wasn't really looking to the future, it looks like.
Silently, she looked up from her book and gazed outside once again. The courtyard through the window reminded her of where she lived a decade ago. Nothing could compare to the beauty of those gardens. But if that was the case, why did the scenery make her feel nostalgic?
Similar to your mansion in London, I guess, or wherever you lived in England.
All Soujuuro had done was take care of the gardens with the goodness of his own heart. In only half a day, he'd achieved so much.
Oh.
It was Christmas Eve. Not quite. Almost.
But close. Wow.
For us, that's quite literally tomorrow, so,
Yeah.
you know. And the snow had begun to fall. Its timing was too good, as though it had waited for that day specifically. Meanwhile, whoever is controlling the weather around here took that song like White Christmas, and instead of hearing white, they heard wet. And we're just like, rain, gotcha.
Dreaming of a wet Christmas, yeah.
The cold, bustling main street seemed bright and vibrant under the layer of frosty white.
Oh, so with I guess the 80s, we already kind of got Japan used to Christmas, I guess. It looks really nice with the lights on the trees there.
I mean, anime snow always looks really good.
Well, not just the snow, but I mean, like, the lights and everything.
Reindeer statues illuminated the surroundings. Children danced merrily to jingle bells. In Japan?
Yeah, I think so. We kind of brought a lot of stuff over.
People walked along the brick road, smiling broadly. Couples were figuring out where to buy their KFC in a town that didn't have a KFC. They were ordering their Christmas cakes.
Yes.
And preparing for the night of debauchery that is Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's kind of like Valentine's, really. There.
It's just a couple's holiday, basically.
Yeah, another romantic holiday.
We'll get together, we'll eat some KFC, we'll have a cake, and then we'll bang.
Yeah.
As you do. These festivities, however, had not reached the mansion on the hill. We were actually talking about that the other day with, it was myself and Sarge and Elle, and I can't remember if Natsu was there or not. But I mentioned that, and Sarge was like, wait, that's the thing? I was like, yes, you knew that. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. You played Persona 4.
Oh, you forgot, huh?
You've played through Golden and P5.
Yeah.
That is Christmas in Japan. Silence enveloped the isolated building. The shadow of the snow-covered woodland grew longer, beckoning in the darkness. People returned to the warmth of their homes, knowing a bitter night lay ahead.
Whoa,
and then the clock went fucking crazy.
What the
Because
fuck?
Tokiomi's magic makes time travel happen, apparently, 10 years later.
Well, Tokiomi's magic just reset the clocks to fuck with Rin. He didn't actually change time. He was just like, are you going to notice the clocks are wrong?
Nope.
No. Nope.
No, she is not, Tokiomi. Not even slightly. I had completely forgotten about that whole, incorrect clock thing until I rewatched, the first episode on stream.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, right, the clock thing.
Yeah, she tried getting everything just right to, her peak of her magic power for the day and all that, and... Oops.
Something had been amiss in the mansion all day. Perhaps it was the calm before the storm. 2 days had passed since Toko Azaki had revealed herself. Yesterday for us.
Right, okay.
Aoko and Alice spent more and more time locked in their rooms. Mealtimes had grown noticeably quieter. With their roles decided, they were too busy with their own jobs to worry about each other. On this day, the two had been relaxing in the drawing room since morning. The mood was calm. Well, mostly, at least. Soujuuro was fretting that tonight would be the same. You leave Nagato out of this. Speaking of which, Haruhi.
Yeah?
Started that with my dad. We left off halfway through Endless 8 yesterday.
Nice. How did he react to the first 4?
Well, the second one, he was just kind of confused, wait, didn't we watch this already? No, we did not. That was episode 14. This is episode 15. They're very different. See, Kyon's not wearing a shirt this time.
Has he figured out what's going on then?
Yeah, because they explain what's going on
okay.
at the end of episode 2 of it. Now he's just wondering when it's going to end.
Yeah.
We're halfway through. You got 4 more episodes to go.
Oh my god.
He aimed his words toward the girls on the sofa, despite knowing they would be ignored. Whether the snow fell today, tomorrow, or not at all, didn't affect them. The snow just meant a white Christmas. Aoko remained silent. She wasn't ignoring him per se, she just had other things on her mind. Like whether Toko was going to be home for Christmas or not.
Yeah.
Soujuuro knew this, but still cast a lonely glance around the sunroom. The courtyard he'd cleared only a few days ago was hidden by a layer of white.
Yeah, he was right. Snow was gonna fall like right after he finished.
Hold on.
What?
He cleared the courtyard a few days ago.
Like 2 days ago. But
Like, if it was a few days ago, that would have been before Toko was here. It could have been, like, at most a couple of days ago.
yeah, I would say it's the same.
But it
2
couldn't
days.
have. It definitely couldn't have been 2 days ago, because by the time she left, it was night. So this must have been yesterday.
But it's been at least 2 days since Toko showed up.
It's been exactly 2 days since Toko, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
So that he must have done the clearing
The day
literally
after.
yesterday. Like, if it's December 24th now, and she was here on the 22nd, he had to have done the clearing on the 23rd. There is no other day he could have done it.
I don't know.
So it had been literally 1 day
Would need
since
to go
you
back
cleaned
and
the
check,
courtyard. The falling snow would stop every so often, but then resume again as if teasing him. By the next morning, the courtyard would be a winter wonderland. Aoko and Alice sipped tea in an effort to fight the cold. In fact, that was all they were doing.
そういえば、トウコさんの髪の色は青崎より濃かったね。
Wow,
綺麗な
why
赤
would
を
you
初めて
say
見た。
that to her?
短くしてるのはもったいなかったな。
Soujuuro rambled on, not expecting a response. However,
短かったって姉貴の髪が？
I'm sorry, she did what now?
Hmm?
Aoko's expression went from nonchalant to its usual sharpness.
それどういうこと？短くしてるって髪の毛のことよ
Yeah,
ね。
it was like super short.
ああ、アリスより短かったけど、それがどうしたんだ？
別にあの人前は私より長かったってだけ。そう、あの髪を切ったのね。
Well,
姉貴は
not all of it, no. She did have hair.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like she cut all the stuff that would go down her back off.
Aoko spoke in a grave tone. Showing slight interest, Alice turned to Soujuuro.
普通じゃないな。髪を切ったぐらいでどうしたんだ一体。トウコさんの髪が短いと青崎が困るのか。
Well, here's the real question. After what we saw Aoko do with the Doom Laser,
Yeah.
what is Toko using all that hair for?
I'm guessing some of it goes into her puppets, but
まあその通りだけど。いいわ。どうせ夜まで暇だし、説明ぐらいはしてあげる。あんたがそんなこと言わなければ、未知数のままトウコと戦う羽目になっただろうし。
And that's why I'm going to forgive you for implying she's prettier than me. Also, you know, getting out those Rin-splain glasses again.
are we? Let's see.
Aoko knowingly glanced at Alice, her expression suggesting she was treating her. She was also likely seeking approval. Alice remained stoic as ever, her expression showing neither approval nor disapproval.
簡単に言うと、魔術師にとっては髪の毛も武器ってことよ。
I thought you'd explained this already back at the park.
She didn't give a good
昔
explanation
か
to
ら
have been.
人間の髪や目は魔術の材料になりやすいの。瞳の色は多いほどいいし、髪も長いほど質がいい。